The reason you can't wake up on time, the reason you can't read your Bible, the reason you can't do the things that you keep saying you want to do as a Christian man is because you're trying to force discipline without realizing that our minds naturally want to resist effort. So our environments are sabotaging us. What we mean by this is if we don't wake up and put ourselves in a position when we want to go to the gym early in the morning, we need to put our clothes out the night before. We need to think strategically. If we want to read our Bible in the morning, instead of saying, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and read my Bible immediately, your mind's not going to want to do that. Trick your mind into doing something that gives you pleasure first. So go on a walk in the morning because you could get up, you can walk, you can get some quick dopamine, and during this time, you can now pray to God. You can habit stack. Do one thing that you want to do that's naturally happens subconsciously in your mind, and then do the thing that's hard that your mind is resisting on top of it, and now that is going to become a subconscious thing because you tied the two together. Problem is that you're trying harder. You're telling yourself the night before, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to make myself do it. Then the alarm clock goes off, and now what happens? Because our mind naturally wants the quickest, least resistance thing. Our Bible's stuck in our drawer. We have no idea what we're going to read. We're not giving our mind any reason to get out of bed. We're not giving our mind any joy or reward for getting out of bed. So of course our mind tells us, let's get back in the bed because why? It's the easiest, quickest dopamine. We don't want to have to think about what am I going to read in the Bible? What am I going to say to God in this prayer? If we plan it out and we habit stack and we show ourselves, okay, I'm going to have the Bible out on the desk. I'm going to know exactly what I'm going to read the night before. I'm going to have water next to it so I can wake myself up. I'm going to have a piece of fruit so I can wake my mind up, give myself a little bit of dopamine. Now I'm going to be able to read my Bible, not because I forced myself, but because I gave my mind another option. I gave my mind another thing that gave it reward. We need to focus on simple tasks. When we think to ourselves, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to pray, I'm going to read my Bible, I'm going to do push-ups, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to do all these things. What happens? When you wake up, your mind immediately goes, no, you're not, because it wants to survive. It feels like that is going to hurt its survival. So now it's telling you everything to do but those things you said you were going to do. But if we wake up and go, okay, I'm going to play some music that I enjoy, I'm going to breathe for a second, I'm going to have my favorite drink, whatever it may be, and then I'm going to read my Bible for 5 minutes, I'm going to pray to God for 1 minute. Now you have started your day better off than doing all these big things all at once and then actually not doing it because your mind tricks you to go back to sleep. So you're not improving or getting more discipline, you're just creating better systems. Discipline is an illusion. The natural byproduct of you creating good systems, of you creating things that trick your mind, is going to be disciplined actions on the outside. We need to ask ourselves before we say we're going to do things, is this a simple task? Is this going to reward me in the long run? And if it's a no, then you're not going to be able to consistently do the task. But if we focus on these small inputs, over time, the small inputs are going to compound, and now this is going to lead to big outputs.